It's 2 p.m., you've had 2 coffees, maybe 3, and you're staring at your screen like it's written in a foreign language. So you reach for more coffee or a snack, or you tell yourself you just didn't sleep enough last night. But here's what nobody talks about. That crash, it's not coming from your sleep schedule or your coffee intake. It's coming from lower than you think, your gut. And once you understand why, the way you think about energy completely changes. Welcome to Wild is Wise. I'm Sara Estes, a former private investigator who ditched the high-stress legal life after a major health crisis. I rebuilt my health from the ground up through nutrition and functional medicine, and now I'm here to uncover the truth about women's wellness and translate it so you can make informed decisions about your health. On this podcast, we break down women's nutrition and physiology with real research and actionable tips. And here's the core philosophy. What's found in nature is often exactly what our biology is wired to thrive on. We get nerdy with the science, but keep it practical for everyday life. If you're ready to understand what your body actually needs, you're in the right place. As always, this podcast is educational, not medical advice. Please talk to your healthcare provider before making any changes. Let's jump in. In our first episode, we talked about bioavailability, why the form of your vitamins matter more than the milligrams on the label. Today, we're going deeper because absorption is only half the story. The other half, it all happens in your gut. Your gut isn't just where food gets broken down. It's where energy gets made. It's where your immune system lives. It's where inflammation either gets managed or gets out of control. And if your gut health is off, it doesn't matter how many supplements you take. It doesn't matter how clean you eat. Your body won't have the infrastructure to actually use any of it. So today we're talking about the gut energy connection. We're going to talk about how the bacteria in your digestive system are literally producing fuel for your cells and how a compromised gut lining is silently draining your energy and what you can do about it. So let's get into it. Here's something most people don't realize. Your gut bacteria aren't just passive passengers. They're actively producing compounds that your body uses for energy. We're talking about those short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs as they're often referred to. When you eat fiber, like vegetables, fruit, whole grains, your gut bacteria ferment it. And in that fermentation process, they produce 3 main short-chain fatty acids. Those are acetate, propionate, and butyrate. Now, here's where it gets interesting. These short-chain fatty acids don't just sit there, right? They get absorbed and used throughout your body as fuel. Butyrate, for example, is the primary energy source for the cells lining your colon. Think of it like premium gasoline for your gut lining. Without butyrate, those cells can't function properly. The barrier weakens and things that shouldn't get through start getting through. But it doesn't stop there. According to research published in Nature Reviews Microbiology in 2025, short-chain fatty acids also travel through your bloodstream and influence your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside almost every cell in your body. They essentially tell your mitochondria, run more efficiently, make more energy. It's like upgrading your cell's operating system. So when you eat fiber, you're not just staying regular, you're fueling a complex energy production system that operates at the cellular level. And if your gut bacteria are not thriving, if they're not producing enough short-chain fatty acids, your cells aren't getting that upgrade. They're running on outdated software, basically. And you're going to feel that as brain fog, fatigue, and that constant need for more caffeine just to function. Now, let's talk about the gut barrier itself, because this is where things can really go wrong. Your intestinal lining is essentially a selective barrier. It's designed to let nutrients through while keeping out toxins and undigested food particles and bacteria. So I want you to think of it like airport security. Good stuff gets through, bad stuff gets stopped. But when that lining becomes compromised, something that we refer to as leaky gut, the security system breaks down. So suddenly things that were supposed to stay in your digestive tract are slipping through into your bloodstream. Your immune system sees these little invaders and they mount a defense. But here's the problem. That immune response requires energy. A lot of it. A study that was just published in 2024 found that chronic low-grade inflammation from a compromised gut barrier can drain your body's energy reserves. It's like if you have a dozen apps running in the background of your phone, even though you're not actively using them, they're eating up all of your battery life. Your immune system is constantly working, constantly inflamed, and constantly diverting resources away from the things that you actually want to do, like focus, move, and think clearly. And you just feel tired all the time. This is why supporting your gut lining isn't just about digestion, it's about energy management. So what actually supports the gut barrier? One of the key structural components is collagen. Now, you've probably heard about collagen for skin, hair, nails, all the beauty stuff, but collagen is also critical for your gut lining. It's literally part of the scaffolding that holds those intestinal cells together. Research published in PMC has shown that collagen peptides, specifically the smaller broken down forms that your body can actually absorb, may help maintain the physical integrity of the gut barrier. They essentially help patch and reinforce the lining, reducing permeability. Collagen isn't something you're going to find in plants. You get it from animal sources. So we're talking bone broth, certain cuts of meat, and organ meats like beef intestine, which is particularly rich in collagen. But let's expand this out because there are multiple ways to support collagen production and gut lining health. Bone broth has become popular for a reason. It's rich in collagen, gelatin, and amino acids like glycine and proline that support gut repair. So you can make it at home from chicken, beef, or fish bones, slow cooked for hours to extract those nutrients. Or, of course, there are a lot of great brands who make bone broth powders or ready-to-use bone broth. Gelatin powder is another option. It's essentially cooked collagen. You can add it to smoothies, soups, or even make your own gummies. Vitamin C is critical too because your body needs it to synthesize the collagen. So pairing collagen-rich foods with things like bell peppers, citrus, or strawberries makes a lot of sense. And then there are mineral-rich foods like seafood, which provide zinc and copper, both cofactors in collagen formation. The point is, supporting your gut lining isn't about one magic ingredient. It's about providing your body with the raw materials it needs to maintain and repair that barrier. Now, structural support is one thing, but what about inflammation and irritation? This is where botanical medicine comes in, and there are several herbs with a long history of use for soothing the digestive tract, and modern research is starting to validate what traditional medicine has known for centuries. So let's talk about a few of these herbs that soothe the digestive tract. One of my favorite ones is slippery elm. Slippery elm bark contains something called mucilage, and when it mixes with water, it forms a gel-like substance that coats and soothes irritated tissues. So think of chia seeds, flax seeds. These also have that kind of effect. According to WebMD, it's been used traditionally for digestive complaints, and some people with IBS find it really helpful for easing symptoms. It's not a cure, but it provides a protective layer, kind of like aloe for your gut. It's really great. Next, let's look at marshmallow root. So like slippery elm, marshmallow root is high in that mucilage. It's gentle, soothing, and has been used traditionally to calm inflammation in the digestive and respiratory systems. Another herb that is incredible for digestion is yarrow. Yarrow has been used in herbal medicine for centuries. It's been used in Native American cultures, and it's used primarily for its anti-inflammatory and antispasmodic properties. Research published in PMC says that yarrow may help ease digestive tension and cramping, those uncomfortable spasms that can happen when your gut is inflamed or irritated. Another great herb is ginger. Ginger is very well known for easing nausea, but it's also an anti-inflammatory and can help with gut motility, which is the movement of food through your digestive system. And two other ones that I want to mention are licorice root and peppermint. So licorice root has been studied a lot for its ability to support the mucosal lining of the stomach and intestines. It may protect against ulcers and reduce inflammation. And that other one was peppermint. Peppermint oil also has antispasmodic properties, which is why it's often recommended for IBS. It can help relax the muscles of the GI tract and reduce bloating. The key here is that these aren't aggressive interventions. They're supportive and they're great as frontline line therapies. So if you're experiencing gut discomfort, instead of choosing over-the-counter medications, why not try some of these natural solutions first? They work with your body's natural healing processes, reducing irritation, calming spasms, and protecting the lining. And when your gut is calm and protected, it can do its job more effectively. So it's going to be able to absorb nutrients, produce short-chain fatty acids, and maintain that critical barrier. Here's a small but important detail that a lot of people miss: absorption enhancers. So you can eat the most nutrient-dense foods in the world, but if your body can't absorb them effectively, you're not getting the full benefit. One of the most well-researched absorption enhancers is black pepper extract, specifically a compound called pepperin. Research shows that pepperin can increase the bioavailability of various nutrients by temporarily slowing down certain metabolic processes that would otherwise break down or excrete those nutrients too quickly. So think of it like giving nutrients a VIP pass through your digestive system. Instead of getting broken down and filtered out before they can be used, they get more time to be absorbed. That's why you'll often see black pepper paired with turmeric in supplements. So turmeric's active compound curcumin has notoriously low bioavailability on its own. But when you add pepperin, absorption can increase dramatically. And that same principle applies to other nutrients, so vitamins, minerals, and other beneficial plant compounds. It's a small addition, but it makes a big difference. Now let's connect this back to something we talked about in episode 1, iron. Remember how we discussed heme iron versus non-heme iron, and how heme iron from animal sources is absorbed at much higher rates? Well, here's the thing. Iron absorption happens in your gut, specifically in your small intestine. And if your gut lining is compromised, if it's inflamed, if it's not producing enough of the enzymes and transport proteins needed for absorption, then even heme iron won't be absorbed efficiently. According to a 2024 meta-analysis, iron deficiency is often linked to gut health issues. It's not always about not eating enough iron. Sometimes it's your gut not being able to process and absorb it. And without adequate iron, your body can't produce hemoglobin effectively, and that hemoglobin is what carries oxygen to your cells, and your cells need oxygen to produce what? Energy. So you get this loop. Poor gut health leads to poor iron absorption, which leads to poor ferritin levels, which leads to fatigue and brain fog. And I'm sorry, but no amount of coffee is going to fix that. What can fix that? Addressing the gut. So here's what we know. Number 1, your gut bacteria produces short-chain fatty acids that fuel your cells and make mitochondria more efficient. Number 2, a compromised gut lining leads to chronic inflammation, which drains your energy. Number 3, supporting the gut lining with collagen and soothing herbs helps maintain that barrier. Number 4, absorption enhancers like black pepper make sure you're actually getting the nutrients you consume. And number 5, iron absorption happens in the gut. So gut health directly impacts your energy on a cellular level. So this is why I keep coming back to the central philosophy of this show. Wild is wise. Your body evolved over millions of years to recognize and use the nutrients found in nature. Collagen from animals, fiber from plants, herbs that soothe and protect, minerals and vitamins informs that your body was designed to absorb. When you support your gut with these whole food, bioavailable nutrients, when you give your body what it is wired to recognize, everything works better. You're not just treating symptoms, you are actually rebuilding the infrastructure. And that's when energy becomes sustainable. So not a caffeine spike, not a sugar rush, but steady cellular level energy that carries you through the day without crashing. All right, let's make this actionable. If you want to support your gut and reclaim your energy, here's where I would start. Number 1, prioritize fiber. The bacteria in your gut needs it to produce short-chain fatty acids. Aim for a variety. So you want to aim for vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes. The more diverse your fiber sources, the more diverse your gut bacteria. Number 2, include collagen-rich foods in your diet. So you can get that from bone broth, gelatin, slow-cooked meats with connective tissue. If you're not eating these things regularly, consider a quality collagen supplement. And number 3, use soothing herbs when you need them. Think slippery elm, marshmallow root, ginger, peppermint. These can help calm inflation and protect your gut lining, especially during stressful times or when you're having a digestive flare-up. Number 4, add black pepper to your meals. This is one of the simplest things you can do, and it works. A little pepperine goes a very long way in helping your body absorb what you're eating. And finally, number 5, focus on bioavailable nutrients. This ties back to our first episode. Choose heme iron over non-heme iron when possible, and choose whole food vitamins over synthetic isolates. You want to make it easy for your gut to do its job. And of course, most importantly, be patient. Gut health does not change overnight, though we all wish it would. It takes weeks and sometimes months to rebuild a healthy microbiome and repair a compromised gut lining. But when it happens, when that infrastructure is solid, the energy shift is undeniable. So next time you're thinking of reaching for that 3rd or 4th cup of coffee at 2 p.m., ask yourself, am I really tired, or is my gut just not producing the fuel my cells need? Because coffee masks the problem, it doesn't solve it. What solves it is giving your gut the tools it needs to do its job. So those tools are fiber, collagen, soothing herbs, absorption enhancers, and bioavailable nutrients. Support the gut, build the infrastructure, and watch the energy follow. That is the power of working with your body instead of against it. All right, that is it for this episode of Wild is Wise. Thank you so much for listening. Next episode, we're diving into the most underrated, most hardworking organ in your body. It does over 500 jobs. It's not your brain. It's not your heart. I'll reveal the answer in the next episode. Until then, stay wild, stay wise. I'll see you next time.